Hey guys, what's going on? So I'm coming up on the end of my 30-day challenge, and one of the things I learned along the way that's been really helpful for me is something that Jerry Seinfeld, of all people, invented. Or if he didn't invent it, he brought it to the masses. So basically, when Seinfeld was a young and sort of struggling stand-up comedian, he needed to spend some time honing and working on his craft. And for him, that meant sitting down and spending time every day writing. Basically, just like everyone, he had a hard time finding the time in the day to make that work. So what he did was he went out and purchased a large calendar, a yearly view calendar, and just stuck it up on his office wall. And every day that he successfully spent time honing his craft and writing, he put a big red X for the corresponding day. And eventually he started seeing these string of X's in a row, and he had no interest in making that stop. So it was a kind of a psychological trick that really worked for him. I implemented this technique for my 30-day challenge, and I have to admit, this thing really does work. And I think it works for two reasons. I think there's the obvious visual response. You see this calendar with X's and a string of X's, and you really just don't want those strings to stop. But I also think the more important part is sort of the tactile response. And for me, grabbing that Sharpie and marking the big X once you've completed your event or your task for the day is really satisfying. And I think for that reason that a digital form or an app wouldn't work as well for me. But I also think that this is a really good system for other things as well. It doesn't need to be just blogging or writing. I mean, if you're trying to get back in shape and you need to go to the gym every day that you go to the gym, you just mark an X. And it's going to become habit because there's something psychological and enjoyable about marking those things down. You could also do this for learning a new language or practicing an instrument. Anything that requires a commitment per day is a great use of this tool. So it worked really well for me. I'd love to hear if it works for you. Give it a try and let me know what you think. So thanks again.